Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. I'm going to be here today doing a deck profile on an updated Grandblue build. So, I'm going to get started with the grade 3s. So first, we have our 4 Night Mist. One of the best, if not the best things that have ever happened to Grandblue so far. This card is really good. You usually want to Breakride over top of him as many times as you can in the same game to just utilize that big push that he allows you to get, as well as card advantage. So not much more to say. Just, yeah, very good card. Then our second grade 3 is also one of the best things that's happened to Grandblue so far, and that is Night Snow, the new grade 3 from Fire's Collection. This card is so much better than Cocytus, or however you want to say his name. This card is just so infinitely better. For Counterblast 1 and Retire 1, you get to revive a card, even the card you retired. So, and then it gets +5, and that +5 is a huge deal. In terms of like how good he is. This card is fantastic. As well as sometimes you actually get to use his second skill of Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, and ride him from the damage zone. I've actually had games where I broke road from the drop zone, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this card is fantastic. Really good card for Grandblue. Onto the grade 1 or grade 2s. We have 4 of our Blue Blood Commodore, our 10k beat stick. Yeah, that 10k, not only is it defensive, but it hits good. It just hits really good in this deck. Very solid. I've tried like lots of different layouts of grade 2s. And I found that having him here for that 10k, it's just the right number with other cards who hit what you want. Next we got our 4 Corrosion Dragon. Also one of the best things that ever happened to the clan. This card hits really high numbers really easily. Off the Breakride or Night Snow's effect, he comes out and he's already by himself like 17. So really strong, hard-hitting card. And then for our last grade 2, I am running 3 Deadly Spirit. He's not great on the offense, he's just a 9, but this card can retire something, Soul Blast 2, and call itself back. And one of the things about playing Grandblue like really well is that Grandblue can customize, like, I want to use the word like transmute grade 1s and 3s you don't like into, or vice versa. You can trade off cards you don't need for cards you rather have, like turning a extra grade 1 or grade 3 who can't intercept into Deadly Spirit from the drop zone who can intercept. So yeah, that's why I'm running him, basically for that. You don't use them too many times in one game because the Soul Blast 2 is a really heavy cost for this deck. But and then for the grade 1s, we have our 4 Gustian Perfect Guards, then our 4 Samurai Spirit. Samurai Spirit being a solid 7k boost, and the fact that just like the Deadly Spirit, you have to trade off something you don't want from the field with him. So yeah, again, very good card. Does, as I just explained with Deadly Spirit, trade off things for the optimal. And then we got 3 of another one of the best things that's ever happened in Grandblue. Sea Strolling Banshee. When you revive her, Soul Blast, and draw. Very good card. As any Grandblue player will tell you, very, very good card. I don't like to run 2 because I don't see her enough at 2. But if I run 4, I see her too much because she's only at 6k. So 3 is working just fine for me. And my last grade 1, I'm running 3 of the King Seahorse. He's basically an air mode clone, and I really like him in this deck. If you get him, like, you want to get him as early game as you can, and with him you can like not only like dig through your deck and get the optimal hand, but you can be dropping stuff in the drop zone along the way to set up for your later on combos, like discarding your Banshee or Samurai to draw a different card. Yeah, he's really good. And then for our starter, I am using Pete the Ghosty. Now, I've tried Peter I should say. Peter the Ghosty, I've tried him before in other Grandblue decks and didn't like him. He just wasn't actually helping the deck that much. Prior to this in Grandblue, I would say you should use the Skeleton Shock Troops captain as your starter, because before then you absolutely need to get to your Night Mist. In order for your deck to have any chance of like doing well throughout the game, you need to break as many times as possible. However, Night Snow is a really good grade 3, and if you have to ride him before you ride Night Mist, it's not the end of the world. You still have a decent, okay chance of making it. Like, you still really want to ride Night Mist first, but it's not the end of the world. Like, you're not just gonna have like a crappy Vanguard you never want to use. Night Snow is still pretty good. So I'm not using the Skeleton anymore, or at least for now, because like I'd rather use like a Vanguard who's got a higher power and does something else. So, because the Skeleton misses a lot. So, and with Pete the Ghosty, not only he's got like a 5k good boost, but like if you need to not have him there anymore, like if you want to put the Seahorse behind your Vanguard, you can always just pay 1, move Ghost to the Soul, mill 2, and draw to replace him. As well as the fact that because he mills, you might get stuff in your drop zone that you needed. Like if you know you're going to Breakride next turn or something and you don't have anything in the drop zone yet, he can put some stuff in there. So, and then the trigger lineup is the most generic trigger lineup there is, and the one I use in most of my decks of 8 crits, 4 draws, and finally 4 heal. I don't really feel like the deck has enough card advantage in this build generated to justify using the 12 crit. I really wanted to play the Steersman stand trigger in the deck, because he's really good, especially in combination with like Night Snow, where you can just get it for free and then retire it to trade it for something else. It's really good combos with that card, but the fact that it's a stand trigger is so honestly terrible in this deck that I just don't... Like, in order for it to work, you'd have to run like 6 crit, 6 stand, and that's awkward. And like, it's really good and stuff, but it's just not consistent enough. So that's why I moved to the draw trigger option. Yeah. So that's it for the deck profile. Thank you for watching.